What is going on, my Masketeers? Welcome back to another episode, and we are here to talk about House of the Dragon, episode 9. A lot happened. The episode starts with Viserys finally passing away, man. This man held on to life as long as he could, but he couldn't keep the gates of hell at bay any longer. They came to claim his soul. He was looking at the crypt keeper. He had no teeth. Half his face was missing. The arm was gone. It was peak for him, but he finally went into the sweet embrace of the night. But before this man left, he had to say one last thing to fuck up the whole base. Now, he spoke about how he believes that Aegon will be the one to bring peace to the Seven Kingdoms. But he was referring to the prophecy that the first had in regards to the long winter that would be coming, and how Viserys believed that it was his daughter, Rhaenyra, that would bring peace. Unfortunately, this man was high off milk of the poppy, so he was hella delirious, and so he mixed up his speech. It was very in and out. Alicent, being the only one by his side, who he thought was Rhaenyra, freaking hell, hears this, and she takes it as, oh, you mean Aegon our son? Yeah, I'ma run with that. With this episode, it's essentially them plotting to take the throne away from Rhaenyra and give it to Aegon. So they hold a small council meeting where they're saying, listen, this is what we're gonna do. We are going to put Aegon as king and Rhaenyra, she out. And the real conflict here is more of Alicent versus her dad, Otto, because Otto is like, listen, man, we gotta kill him straight. As long as anybody lives, they can challenge Aegon's rule. So we gotta kill Rhaenyra, we gotta kill her kids, we gotta kill Daemon, everybody. Whereas Alicent is more, no, we have to give them a chance to surrender because Viserys wouldn't want us to kill his daughter. Remember this, in a Game of Thrones, ain't no moral high ground. Whenever you try to do the right thing, it's gonna bite you in the ass. If you have a chance to shank your ops, you shank your ops. Never give no mercy. Hold tight, Ned Stark. Found out the hard way. Nobody can find where Aegon is right now. He's somewhere in Flea Bottom doing what he does best. And so what happens is Otto sends out 2 of his Kingsguard, which are twins, to go find Aegon. And then Alicent decides to send 2 of her Kingsguard. When I say 2 of their Kingsguard, one being Sir Criston and the other one being her son, Aemond. So they go to try and find Aegon. And while we go through that, we basically see some of the places that he likes to frequently visit, and you find out that he's just a fucked character. We knew he was tapped. Not even tapped, but we knew he was shit. But we find out how shit he really is. Because this guy be going to whorehouses, but then he also goes to places where you have fucking kids in Flea Bottom fighting each other, some kid deathmatch kind of thing. And they have the kids grow out their nails, which they then sharpen, and they file their teeth down so that they're like jagged. But then the worst part is there's even a couple of Targaryen bastards there. He's literally been sexing up. I don't know who he's been sexing up in that place, but like there's even like some Targaryen bastards who are literally fighting to the death because they got the Targaryen white hair. And I'm just thinking to myself, this man is not fit to be king. Give it to his brother. And funny enough, Aemond literally feels that he is more worthy to be king, which he is. Let's just be real. He a better king. He a better man, even with one eye. And that's basically happening. Rhaenys is being held in the keep or in the castle under lock and key because until they essentially finalize this whole coup, they don't want anything getting out. No one even knows that Viserys has died. It's been like a whole day and word hasn't got out yet. So like they're trying to get all pieces in place before they basically do that massive reveal, right? Again, you have these 2 groups trying to find Aegon. While this is all happening, we have a very interesting dynamic between Alicent and her dad in them trying to get the other person to see where they're coming from. And the truth of the matter is they both make valid points. But again, like we said, this is a Game of Thrones. This moral high ground that people are trying to take, no. So because of that, Otto, I agree with Otto. If you're going to do this, then you have to commit to the shit. You can't be telling people that, listen, we're going to take Rhaenyra's birthright and we think that Rhaenyra will be okay with it. So let's give her a chance to surrender. That's not going to go down like that. This woman is married to Daemon Targaryen. The damn myth, legend, all rolled into a package of death. He will not have it. And Rhaenyra won't have it neither. So again, you're playing with fire. No pun intended. And so Alicent is making a decision that, again, it will not benefit her in the long run. And Otto knows this, but he's just like, all right, fair enough. If this is what you want to do, then go ahead, do it. But I don't believe Otto. He's definitely not going to have have any of that shit because he knows the end game. Now, Alicent as well has a conversation with the bastard Strong. I'm not even gonna give him his first name because I don't even remember it because he's just a piece of shit. They have their conversation, right? And then for some reason, as they're talking, he's giving her information in terms of how Otto was able to know certain things and how like, there's a spy network within the keep, and Otto exploits that for his own personal gain. But as he's telling Alicent all of this stuff, she takes off her shoes and then she puts like her feet on like the little table slash footrest thing. He only tells her some information and then he stops, and then she removes like her tights and shows her bare feet, and then he starts talking some more, and I'm just thinking, oh my god, this man got a fucking foot fetish. What kind of twisted? Then I remember he is literally twisted, and it's ironic that he likes feet but yet his feet are fucked up. This is just at the levels of madness that is this freaking bastard Strong is hilarious to me. They do their conversation, and then it finally gets to a point when he's told her everything. She kind of like turns the side and she puts like her feet on full display. Then this man just starts beating his meat to her feet. I didn't mean that to rhyme, but it is what it is. And I sat there thinking to myself, Lord have mercy. The bar is in hell. The bar is in hell. Yeah, the episode is very interesting. We see that Aegon is crowned king. Again, everybody acknowledges him, and it seems that like the kingdom is happy with it. A few things happen to where people will have to make peace with the choices that they have made. And that's really it for the episode, without giving too much away. Now, let me get into the good of the episode. I thought, again, this episode was a great character dive into different people, because essentially we are focusing on the High Towers. And even the episode is called The Council of Green, which is accurate, because again, it's all focusing on them. And as we go through the episode, Aemon's point of view and what he thinks and who he believes himself to be and how he feels that he should be king, we see Alicent and the constant war that she's in terms of trying to give her son the throne, but then at the same time not wishing to keep the same, I would say, negative aspects moving forward. Like, she wants to guide her son to be a better king. And the sad part is, Viserys was actually a good king. Yes, he made a few bad choices because he never wanted to offend anybody, and he tried to keep the peace on both sides, but he was a good king. Unfortunately, Aegon, he just doesn't have the qualities of his dad at all. He just doesn't. And the funny thing is, Aegon even himself doesn't feel like he should be king. That's a part of his journey. We see Rhaenys and where she feels in regards to like the whole situation of them doing the coup and asking for her support. So with this episode, it's definitely a character dive into people's motivations and into people's reasoning, which again, I love, because Game of Thrones to me, it's about the characters and the choices that they make and how that would affect the story going forward. So all in all, I was very impressed. Again, visuals amazing, pacing was good. The ending was chef's kiss. I liked the way it framed everything, especially for the season finale. The bad, I didn't have anything bad in regards to this episode, if I'm being honest with you. I thought, like, for me, I liked it. I'm not somebody that needs a big spectacle all the time. I do like the slow burn. I do like the character driven plots and episodes where like there's not that much happening, but there's a lot happening in terms of what we discover about characters, which this episode was for me. It was a lot being discovered about characters. So because of that, there was nothing bad. The only thing which I would definitely say, based upon the way time works in this show, I didn't even know that Aegon and his sister have had kids. I didn't know that because, again, the last episode, we didn't see her children. I didn't even know that this man had children at all. But for some reason, him and his sister have kids. And I was thinking to myself, where the hell did they come from? These little two children that they have, where did they come from? They revealed that he's got bastard kids. That makes sense to me because he's always been a freaking wayward teenager. So to find that he's got a couple bastard kids in Flea Bottom, that didn't surprise me. But the fact that him and his sister have kids, and I was thinking to myself, when did they even hint at this part? But it is what it is. I think that's like my only true negative. Because of like the pacing of the show, in terms of like the time, there's a lot that gets missed. And then when they throw it in there very randomly, it kind of took me out a little bit. But apart from that, that's really it. My verdict for the episode, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, like always. Great episode. They did a lot in terms of setting up what's going to happen in episode 10. And I can't wait to see how the dance begins. Because now this is like the first gong that is sounding in terms terms of the preparation for war. So now I'm very interested to see how it's going to unfold. Those are my thoughts and my opinions. Please let me know what you thought. Go off in the comments below. And like always, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you at the next masquerade. Peace.